This conversation is powered by Google Illuminate. Check out illuminate.google.com for more.
We're diving into a fascinating reinterpretation of Genesis 1:1-2, one that challenges traditional views. It suggests a cosmic event, far grander than we might initially imagine.
Indeed, the common understanding of creation often overlooks the potential for a pre-Adamic world, a period of upheaval before the 6 days of restoration.
So instead of a straightforward creation, we're looking at a cutting down, a reshaping of a pre-existing world.
Precisely. The Hebrew word bara has nuances beyond simple creation. It implies a powerful act of reshaping or even destruction before renewal.
Wow, this changes the narrative significantly. It suggests a much older Earth than some interpretations allow. Let's unpack this cutting down idea. What does he mean in the context of Genesis?
It suggests a catastrophic event, perhaps a cosmic war or a great flood, that rendered the earth without form and void. This wasn't a pristine creation from nothing, but a remaking after a prior state. Right, so the 6 days of creation aren't the beginning of everything, but a restoration after a prior age?
Exactly. A period of rebuilding and reshaping after a cataclysmic event. This aligns with other scriptures hinting at a pre-Adamic world.
That's a really interesting perspective. This opens up the possibility of a much longer timeline for Earth's history. This interpretation also seems to connect with the idea of Satan's rule over this present age.
Absolutely. This 6,000-year period from Adam to the return of Christ could be viewed as a trial period, a time of Satan's dominion over a world already shaped by a prior cosmic conflict.
So the cutting down isn't just a physical event, but also a spiritual one, a fall from a previous state of grace?
Precisely. The without form and void could represent not only physical chaos, but also spiritual corruption.
I see. This adds a layer of depth to the narrative, making it more than just a simple creation story. How does this fit into the concept of the seventh day, the Sabbath rest?
The seventh day, a period of rest and peace, could be seen as the millennium, a 1,000-year reign of Christ following the judgment of Satan.
So the 6 days of creation are a preparation for this ultimate Sabbath rest?
Yes, a restoration leading to a period of peace and judgment. The seventh day is the culmination of God's plan.
This framework provides a compelling narrative arc. The nuanced meaning of bara is crucial here. It's not just to create, but something more forceful.
Exactly. It's a word that carries weight, suggesting a powerful act of reshaping, a forceful intervention in a pre-existing reality.
So the traditional translation might be missing some crucial implications?
Absolutely. A more accurate translation would reflect the power and intensity of the event described.
This highlights the importance of careful textual analysis. This interpretation offers a much broader perspective on the creation narrative.
It allows for scientific findings about the age of the Earth without compromising the biblical text.
Right. It bridges the gap between faith and science, offering a more holistic understanding.
It's a more nuanced and complex narrative, reflecting the multifaceted nature of God's work.
It's a compelling alternative to more literal interpretations. Of course, this interpretation faces challenges from those who hold to more traditional views.
Naturally, any reinterpretation of Scripture will encounter resistance, but this interpretation offers a compelling alternative.
How would you respond to those who argue against this interpretation?
By emphasizing the importance of considering the full context of Scripture and the nuances of the original Hebrew.
I see. It's about a deeper understanding of the text, not a rejection of it. The importance of understanding the context of Isaiah 45:7 is also crucial.
Absolutely. The verse often cited to support the idea of God creating evil needs to be understood within its broader context.
It's not about God creating evil, but about God's sovereignty over all things, even the consequences of evil.
Precisely. God's power extends to all aspects of reality, including the consequences of choices made by free beings.
This clarifies a potential contradiction in Scripture. This interpretation also connects with the concept of a war in heaven.
Yes, the cutting down could be seen as a consequence of that war, a reshaping of the cosmos after a rebellion.
This adds a dramatic and cosmic dimension to the creation narrative.
It's a story of conflict and redemption, of restoration after a fall.
It's a more dynamic and engaging narrative. The significance of the millennium in this context is also noteworthy.
It's not just a period of peace, but a time of judgment and restoration, a final Sabbath rest.
It's the culmination of God's plan, the ultimate restoration.
It's a time of reckoning and renewal, a new beginning after a long period of conflict.
It's a powerful and hopeful vision. This discussion has shed light on a compelling alternative interpretation of Genesis 1:1-2. It's a perspective that invites us to reconsider traditional understandings and embrace a richer, more nuanced view of God's work in creation.
It encourages a deeper engagement with the text, a more careful consideration of the original languages and the broader context of Scripture.
Thank you for this insightful discussion. It was great talking with you.